Hello fancy managers and welcome to another video from myself, Will, and fantasyfootballhub.co.uk. We've got some prices. So FPL have released 4 official prices of players that potentially are interest to our fancy team. So I thought I'd record a quick video and give my initial thoughts on those prices and whether I think they're good or bad value. So the first thing to say before I get into it is that it's obviously very difficult to compare prices before we have the other players in the game. So with that caveat, I'll start with Lucas Fabianski's price. So coming in at 5.0. My initial thoughts were that's a little on the high side and I probably wouldn't go near him. And I'm not a big fan of picking 5 million goalkeepers because I tend to either go for the cheaper ones, 4.5s, and do a rotation, or possibly occasionally the more expensive ones in, looking at the Liverpool or City goalkeeper around the 6 million bracket. But having said that, Fabianski, he's got a very good record of getting good saves wherever he's been. West Ham aren't a solid defensive team, but they have got a good set of opening fixtures. They play Man City on the first day, but after that they go on a pretty good run. So I've not completely ruled him out, but he's probably not one I'm going to be looking at. Next is Matt Richey, and we have a 5.5 defender, penalty-taking defender as well. So I think that's interesting. He always penalty-taking defenders, and he's generally been... He was a midfielder last year, so he's obviously got potential attacking returns there as well. But 5.5 for a Newcastle defender, it's not happening. It's as simple as that, really. I think that's overpriced even for someone who's on penalties. And with Benitez left, they're going to be defensively vulnerable. So for me, I'm not considering Richey in the slightest. Next one is Ryan Fraser. A big favourite of mine last year, done well for me, done well for a lot of people, had a great season. And 7.5, Bournemouth has some decent opening fixtures. I think he's a one that I might consider for my team. I think it's always a good sort of litmus test is would have I paid that for him previous season. I think I might have done actually. So I've not ruled Fraser out. It's probably going to be difficult to get him into the starting lineup, but 7.5, I think that's probably a fair price. If he'd come in at 8, I probably wouldn't have considered him. If he'd come in at 7, then he could well have been in my team. 7.5 is going to make me think, and I think it's a decent price. He was top for expected assists last season, I believe. Actually, we can go check that. Okay, so I thought this would be a good chance to test out our new Opta tool. So if you don't know about this, we've been working hard over the summer to create an Opta tool. It's almost ready, but this is the preview version, so we're still in beta mode, but it's got a lot of the stats on there and it's coming together really nicely, and I'm super excited to be going to be using this for the whole of next season. It's probably the go-to tool that I will use each week to check the numbers. So if we wanted to have a look at Ryan Fraser, we could look at him for the last 10 weeks. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at him for the whole entire season. Going to keep all the players in there just to see how we do. Going to keep home and away. And this is the one that I want to look at here. Expected assists. So this is the assists that we expect a player to get based on their underlying numbers. So over the season, Fraser, he got 14 assists and we expected him to get 15.1 assists. So close to his expected assists. And he's the highest out of all players. Next is Hazard on 13.4. So as you can see there, he's got a lot of assist potential. And I think there's no reason that shouldn't continue into next season. He's also been known to get a few goals. He's got 7 goals. His expected goals were 6.6. So he's not going to be getting lots of goals, but hopefully that will top up what he is scoring. Plus, Bournemouth have some good opening fixtures. So he's certainly someone that I am going to consider. You do obviously need to look at Wilson and what the price point that he comes in at, and potentially also King. If those guys are priced around a similar sort of price point, then you're going to have a bit of a difficult decision. But if Wilson is, say, priced at 8, then I think Fraser's probably the better option there. So interesting to look at last season's data. I think 7.5 is a fair price. Towards the end of last season, he was priced 6.4, and I think he was underpriced. So I think, yeah, 7.5, he could potentially interest me, especially with those Bournemouth opening fixtures. Okay, so the last price that was revealed was Andrew Robertson from Liverpool coming in at 7.0. I personally think that is a very, very kind price. I probably would have paid up to 8 million for him. Liverpool have a great set of opening fixtures. He's got attacking potential, and he's got assist potential. He's also got a bit of a goal threat. So he's going to be very hard to ignore at that price. The interesting thing will be what price Trent Alexander-Arnold comes out at. I have a feeling that he's going to be 6.5 or 7. Now, if he's 6.5, I'll probably lean towards him. But if he's 7, then it's going to be a really interesting and difficult decision to make. And to demonstrate that, I'm going to go to our Opta tool again. Okay, so we're going to use the Opta tool to have a little bit of a closer look at Robertson versus Trent Alexander-Arnold, and just have a quick comparison of the two. So we want to have a look at defenders only. Going to have a look at the whole season and just see how they come out. So this is sorted by expected assists, I believe. So we just want to have a look at Robertson versus Trent Alexander-Arnold. But as you can see there, they do come out very high up in the defenders' a chance for attacking potential, and obviously they're part of the Liverpool defence. So they are very, very good assets to own because they have multiple chances of scoring points. So I guess that's why I'm really interested in. That's why you should probably be very interested in them as well. So what we're going to do is show only selected players. So this is the data from last season. Expected assists, both scoring highly, and then expected and actual assists. Their expected assists are a bit lower than their actual assists, but I still think that they will be racking up a lot of assists, bombing down the flanks for Liverpool. Interesting one here is expected attack. So this is effectively expected goals multiplied by expected assists. I shouldn't say multiply. Expected goals combined with expected assists multiplied by FPL point scoring rules. So a very interesting measure, and one that I'm going to be using a lot next season. And as you can see there, Trent Alexander-Arnold pipping Robertson a little bit in terms of expected attacking output, which I think is interesting. So if he does come in cheaper, then I probably will go for him. If not, these guys are top quality assets, so potentially go for a double up again. Okay, so this is sorted per appearance rather than totals, and as you can see there, expected attacking points is 1.1 versus 0.8 in favour of Trent Alexander-Arnold. So this is effectively saying that if you think Trent Alexander-Arnold will get the same amount of games as Andrew Robertson, then he's probably the better option. But as you can see, he didn't. He got 29 and Robertson got 36. So I think that Robertson's obviously more nailed on. But if we think that Trent Alexander-Arnold is going to get a run of starts, certainly in the first few matches, which I think he probably will, then he's potentially the better option. And you can see that here, points per game. Trent Alexander with 6.4, Andrew Robertson with 5.9. So when he does play, he is scoring more points. Not just the underlying numbers that are showing that, but the actual FPL points are showing that. So it'll be interesting to see what he's priced at. But if he is priced below Robertson, I will be going definitely with him, possibly both, because I think both are very, very strong options, especially with Liverpool's opening fixtures. But again, it's going to be difficult to get them both in if they are priced 7.0. Potentially still possible. We've got to have a look at the other price points. But interesting analysis and an interesting comparison between the two. Okay, as I was recording this video, I've noticed that two new prices have been revealed: Callen Wilson and Jack Grealish. Callen Wilson coming in at 8.0, so less than Fraser. I think that makes Fraser more interesting. Jack Grealish coming in at 6.0. I tend to avoid those type of players, certainly early doors. Potentially could be one for later in the season, but not for me at 6.0. Those are my initial thoughts anyway. I could change my mind completely, but I thought I'd just chuck that in there. I will be back over the next few days having a look at more price reveals, having a look at more FPL content, but I'll leave it there for now. And that's it for me this week. If you did like the video, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button and turn those notifications on. We do have a bit of a membership offer on at the moment for June, so we're still in the last few days of June, so if you do want to take advantage of that, I'll leave a link in the description. Gives you a bit of a discount on the yearly memberships, and you do get a lot of stuff for those memberships. So you get that up-to-data tool, you get entry into a £3,000 members league, entry into members Slack channel, so you become part of our community, very knowledgeable community, all learn off each other. You get access to our how to win at Fantasy Premier League guide, so I'm doing a video version of this, but we also have a text version as well. Ben Callen's double game week and blank planning sheet, I'm sure you guys know that. It's super effective way of planning and visualizing your transfers. You get a comparison tool, you get an advanced ticker, you get a rate my team tool, watch list tools, weekly team reveals from top ranked players, minimum 100 extra articles each year, algorithm forecasting tool, Jossie's planner, and some other Sky tools as well if you play that game. But lots and lots of content, and it's all available for £1.66 a month if you go for the yearly option. So highly recommend you guys do that if you're not already a member, and massive shout out to all our existing members. The site wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for you, so thank you for that. But otherwise, it's goodbye for me, and I'll see you on the next video.